Uganda is hosting the second Inter-parliamentary conference, which aims at reflecting and discussing the Entebbe Declaration that was adopted last year to protect Africa from recolonization.
The Entebbe Declaration was adopted with a call to all stakeholders that include the religious leaders, the cultural leaders, the citizens, the members of parliament.
Legislators from African countries have been tasked to scrutinize the treaties and international commitments on agreements to avoid contradictions. The three-day engagement aims at reaffirming African cultural values, and parliamentarians are expected to share ideas that will strengthen in averting cultural colonialism through legislation of an African protocol of protection of families and African cultures.
To fight recolonization, Africa, in my view, we must push for industrialization. Because when we industrialize our country, we gain the support and superiority that we need to fight the forces that are fighting our family values and our cultural values.
During the official opening of the Inter-parliamentary conference, the Speaker of Parliament of Uganda, Right Honorable Anita Among, urged parliamentarians from African countries to stand firm and disassociate themselves from anything that can lead to recolonization. This was in her speech presented by the Minister for General Duties in the Office of the Prime Minister, Justine Kasule Lumumba.
We have witnessed Western countries imposing sanctions, including threatening and even withdrawing funding from countries that resisted their cultural colonization, and Uganda has been a victim of such. On a personal level, several leaders, including me, have been denied or had their visas cancelled to some Western countries. This is the cultural slavery that we must stand against to protect our sovereignty and independence.
The Speaker noted that there are a lot of external forces and intimidations exerted on African countries, to be specific on Uganda, that is being accused of passing the anti-homosexuality bill.
Therefore, it is high time we build new alliances to harness new opportunities and support each other's strengths and weaknesses to achieve a socio-economic transformation agenda.
The Bishop of Ankole Diocese, Right Reverend Fred Sheldon Mwesigwa, lectured members of Parliament on protecting the African families, children and values from external influence based on religious perspective.
If you ignore religion in Africa, you do so at your own peril, because it is one of the most driving forces in Africa.
Corruption, tax evasion, or money laundering. These illicit activities weaken the fiscal integrity of our nations and perpetuate cycles of poverty and inequality. As parliamentarians, it is incumbent upon us to enact robust legislation, oversight mechanisms, and strong institutions to combat financial crimes and ensure that our national resources are used for the benefit of all citizens.
This year's engagement is under the theme Reaffirming Our African Family, Children and Cultural Values.